Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting on Monday, June 17th. I'll call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Beth, can we have a roll call, please?
Select Chair, Mr. DeRoche.
Here.
Select Vice Chair, Mr. Coy.
Here.
Selectman Mr. Gifford.
Present.
Selectwoman Ms. Costa.
Here.
And please note for the record, we have Town Manager Mr. Colby joining us.
Thank you. Can we all rise for the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, do we have anyone here for public comment this evening? Okay, there being no one approaching the microphone, we'll move on to our agenda. The first item on our agenda this evening is filling of the open Board of Selectmen seat. So just to give everyone some background, we had a member that moved out of town, which makes that seat vacant. We opened the seat up for members' letters of interest for 2 weeks, and we closed that last Thursday. We received 5 applicants in order. How they were received were Darrell Britton, Nolan Pelletier, Ryan Lebrecht, Sandy Lenatsis, and Jason Dumas. Sandy has withdrew her name, so we're down to 4 applicants. And what we'll do tonight is their names are in an envelope. We'll draw each name out of the envelope, give everyone an opportunity to come up and speak, 1 to 2 minutes. And then we'll ask questions of each candidate. And then after the question period is over, I'll entertain a nomination for the open seat. We'll then vote on that nomination, and then that person will be sworn in for the seat. We do have 5 warrants that were drafted for the 5 people that put their name in. So without further ado, we will start that process. Didn't have a hat, so an envelope. First one is Darrell Britton. Good evening, Darrell.
Good evening. I never get to win the lottery except for this, right? Get to be first to come up. Darrell Britton, 203 Oak Ridge Road in Plastow. I put my name in mainly because it was a case that we had a cohesive group, I thought, to begin with. And when I left, I had no intentions of running again, and I have no intentions of ever running again. But an appointment to a board that I served with right up until about 3 months ago. So I'm well versed on what's going on and how it's going on and what's, moving in the town. And I think that I can be an asset from that standpoint for the next 9 months, I guess it would be. I feel as though that on a personal level, it's a little bit of unfinished business for me is that Tammy took over essentially for John. And John and I were very close, and I feel as though, again, just on a personal level, that it'd allow me to take and finish out John's term. And I feel as though that it's something that I want to do for that reason, as well as to help out wherever I can. I have over 50 years worth of experience in town government at one point or another. I've served on every single board in the town. I've served 4 terms as a selectman. I'm no stranger. I'm not going to take much to get up to speed to what I've missed maybe in 3 months. I have watched it on TV. So I'm hoping that that'll be a quick pickup. I feel as though that, I can still bring something to the town and hope that the town can fulfill my need on a personal level too. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Daryl?
Yeah, the only question I have, and I'll end up asking probably the same one for everyone. We all have personal feelings and thoughts about certain things. The one thing I'd like to know is when it comes time to place votes and things like that that's going on in the town, are you able to put those feelings and thoughts aside and look at what's best?
Yes, the answer is yes, and I feel as though I've done that for almost the last 50 years.
I have no questions.
I have one question that I'll ask the other candidates as well. What do you feel is the role of a selectman in town?
The role is to help govern the town. And I say help because I don't feel as though it's autonomous to itself. I feel as though it works with the town manager, it works with the budget committee, it works with all the employees of the town. It's a unified helping of making the town a better place to live.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one is Jason Dumas, who we have remotely. He was unable to be here in person. So Dean is going to queue him up on Zoom. Yep. Jason, can you hear us?
Good evening, board. I can you hear me?
Okay. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for allowing me to join remotely. I was pulled away for a personal matter, so I appreciate that. I threw my name in the hat for Selectmen. Living in town and serving the town for 7 years, I feel like I bring a unique and fresh look at things. I'm very well versed in the town dynamics and the ongoing projects. I have been proactive in watching and learning from the Selectmen's meeting. So I'm very interested in pursuing things as a Selectman, if that is chosen. One of the reasons why I put my name in the hat for the Selectmen is to be the advocate for the citizens and the residents of town. And that's what I feel is necessary in a town like Boston.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jason.
Still saying something. We lost his voice.
Oh. Are you?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
You
That
finished?
was
Okay.
it.
All right.
we're just out of sync.
I guess we'll ask you the same two questions that we asked Daryl a few minutes ago. So, Bill?
Yeah, did you hear the question that I had asked Daryl before? This is Bill.
I believe it was about personal opinions and can you put your bias aside? Is that correct?
Correct, right. It's just, to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, everybody has their personal feelings on how things should go, but I 100% can put my bias aside if there is any, and really make a sound decision what's based off of the best decision for the town and the residents.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. And then my question was, what is the role of a selectman in town?
So learning over this last years or so what the role is, the biggest thing that I see as a selectman is not only governance of the town, but also being the advocate and the person to be able to represent the citizens of the town.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jason. Anything
Thank you.
else to add?
Nope, I appreciate the opportunity to even be entered into the vacancy position. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Dean, for allowing the remote connection. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next one. Nolan Pelletier. Step on up, Nolan. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Not too bad.
I put my name in because it's no secret that I wanted the seat. I ran in the last election for the seat. I obviously did not win. My stances have not changed. I'm for accountability and fiscal responsibility, and that's what I'm going to be about. And that's pretty much it. You may not always agree with me, but you can't say that I'm not passionate about town politics. And there was a substantial amount of people that cast their vote for me. So obviously they felt comfortable enough for me. So that's why I'm looking for the seat.
And then we'll ask you the same questions.
So the question is, would you be able to put your bias aside and do what is best for the town? The answer is yes. What you say is best for the town is a really subjective thing. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think I was doing what is best for the town. So the answer is obviously yes, but that doesn't, you have to take everything into account. And sometimes differing opinions think one thing is better and then another thing is better. And that's what I'm trying to bring to the board is, I don't even want to say a differing opinion, but a new perspective. And that's why I'm putting my name in tonight.
Thanks.
And what's the role of the selectmen here in town?
I mean, we pretty much guide what's happening in the town. We're governing what goes on, and our votes carry weight. And not only that, they carry weight with the election. So we have to guide Plastow in the direction that we think is best, and that's pretty much what the board is. And I believe that that's what all you are doing, and I plan on doing the same thing as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nolan. And Mr. LeBrecq, please come on up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Ryan LeBrecq, 174 Main Street. So, couple of reasons why I decided to put my name forth to you all for consideration. First, I've been reluctant in the past for many reasons. One of which is I tend to be, like most people, super busy with lots of irons in the fire, a lot of things going on. And I've never, to date, felt like I could really dedicate enough time, the requisite time necessary to do the job well and do the job the way that I want to do, because I'm a all-in kind of guy. I don't like to do half measures. And so, currently I have a consulting contract that's up in 2 weeks, and I'm a free agent after that. And I haven't pursued currently any other opportunities. I'm going to be adjunct professor in the fall at SNHU, but besides that, I'm pretty open right now. And I feel like that I can dedicate some good time. Obviously not full time. I'm probably going to pursue other options to make some money. But a good amount of time at this point can be dedicated to this, and the availability of attending meetings and things is there, whereas in the past I've traveled a lot and things and couldn't commit. The other thing that I'd like to point out is, I've always thought differently. I clashed with my dad growing up because I just think differently from most people. Sometimes that comes across, some people take that personally. It's not a personal thing. I'm sure you've reviewed my resume. I've run, $100 million plus projects, built teams through collaboration, teamwork, and building relationships. And you don't do that successfully without being a people person. I'm in the people business, and I am a people person. And I don't think that comes across well sometimes when I'm sitting on this side of the mic normally. because I am critical. Part of that is being critical, but also I'm in an industry where there's not a lot of accolades. There's no pats on the back. That's not what we get into our business for. So, sometimes, admittedly, I could be a little more gracious or a little more, thankful of things that go on, such as, with the fire chief achieving a grant for the town, which I think is fantastic, and things like that should be pursued. So, from a personal perspective, I would be here to build relationships and build relationships with you all, but also continue to build relationships within town and pursue this. And I think I do a fantastic job because I do go. I put myself fully into things when I commit to them. So I wish some consideration there. I think I can bring perspective. I know that word's come up a few times, but for me, it's more thinking differently, doing more with what we already have, doing things more uniquely. I'm a unique person, look for options that are outside of the norm. I think going with a candidate that is new to the board will provide some fresh faces, fresh ideas, some combined with a unique perspective and things. I think that's valuable moving forward as the board continues to change on a regular basis. So I would appreciate your all support for a new candidate, a new face on the board to work with you as a team. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So same question I had for everyone else.
Sure. Refresh my memory. I forgot the first question.
It's basically
I know the answer.
everybody has like their own personal beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Setting aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I do in my day to day, right? I mean, in my day to day, I run projects and drive them to completion. Sometimes you have to make decisions that are best for the project and the company, and may be difficult for individuals or things of that nature. One thing that I pride myself on is I've had to hire and fire many people, and multiple people that I've unfortunately had to fire, I'm still friends with. They'll take my call today. I've gone out to eat with them after I've done it, and it's just they weren't good fits, or it just wasn't the right time, or they didn't have the right experience, whatever it is. So I am a people person, and setting aside, you've got to do what's right for the people of Plastow based on what the people of Plastow want collectively. So I think it's not just what you think is right. I think it's what, one of my pet peeves is sometimes people come in here and a lot of times have ideas, and to me, the people that are coming in here and representing the town, they're here. Nobody else is. And if they're here, sometimes they should be listened to or considered a little bit more, even if we disagree necessarily with how they feel. And the other caveat to that is, when an issue comes up, it's not just, hey, what do I think the town would want? It would be talk to people in the neighborhood, at events, other things, and see what their opinions are. And based on those opinions and thoughts, kind of give a litmus test to how you move forward in voting your individual vote on the board, if you will.
And what's the role of selectmen here in town?
I think the role of selectmen in town is to represent the people of the town. We work for the residents of the town. Everything exists in this building, in this town, because of all of us as residents. And, that sometimes I think that gets lost at times, not necessarily just here in town or in town employees, but also at the school level, et cetera. I think that we need to be as efficient as possible and help manage the town, help support those who manage the town, because we're not managing them directly, obviously, managing the day-to-day, but help support in a way that also takes into consideration the residents' wishes. And again, that comes to talking, conversing, and being out in the community and understanding what people want.
All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Ryan.
Look forward to the result.
Thank you. Okay. I just want to thank everyone that was willing to put their hat in the ring for this. And I just want to remind everyone that if you're not selected tonight, there is an election in March. There will be 2 open seats that you will be able to put your hat in the ring for then as well. At this point, I will open it up for discussion amongst the board, or I will entertain a motion for a nomination at this time.
I think we should open it up for discussion,
Okay.
obviously. I mean, so I'm just looking at that we have 4 candidates, and 2 of them have already run for this position in the past. One was elected, one wasn't, but one favorably showed. I think all of that has to go into the mix as we go forward. The other 2 haven't had any experience sitting on any of the boards, and I'm not, you were busy, understandably so. I think having groundwork within the town is essential to this position, to have a little bit of footing and knowing, probably just what Ryan was talking about, getting out and talking to people and meeting more of the people in the town. And when you're on all these different boards, you get a better understanding of what the more rounded values are for the town peoples, I guess is how I'm looking at it in the 4 candidates. And that's my beginning of that discussion.
Okay.
I would have to agree with Mr. Gifford that we've got someone who has been in the town and worked for several election cycles, and then we've got a candidate here who has run and has shown an interest, and we need to kind of look at all of the pieces. And Mr. LeBrecq, I would like to take your class if I could, because I think you would be great. I think you have a lot to offer as well. I just think that the decision's going to be quite difficult, I know for me.
If the other 3 members weren't as active as they, besides Darrow, weren't as, at every meeting or every time a subject is challenged, they're here putting their input in. So
Yes, and
there's a value added to all of that.
yes.
I don't want to dismiss that.
Oh, no, not at all. And I think it's
No.
important that people come in and voice their opinion here, and tell us what they think, and, reach out to the board members and tell us what you think, because then we're going to understand better what the town's needs are and what the town's wants are.
Yeah, and everyone who showed an interest in this, all 4
All 4
show up.
candidates
They show up at deliberative, all the meetings, and that's what makes a decision tough.
Yeah.
Because you have they are all involved. It's not like there's somebody here that you don't know.
And I will say
not
that they're all
unseen faces.
passionate. They have passion for the town, and that's probably one of the most important things you need to look at.
And it's just we had 5 ended up applying, 4
Or here,
4 are here.
it says a lot.
It does. And the last election cycle for selectmen, I think there were 5 of us maybe on the
5.
ballot, which is a good thing. People
Right.
wanting to come out. Because I know when we put this out there, I didn't know how many we were going to get, if
Right.
we were going to even get anyone. Any thoughts?
Looking at this, the immediate need is to finish out this term until the next election. That's the way I'm looking at this, and to have someone to just sit in the role and finish it out. Now, and to Mr. Britton's point that he isn't going to be running again. And looking at that, there are going to be 2 open seats in March that people can run for and bring new ideas, and that I will be looking forward to. But the immediate need now is to fill in that seat, and we can put in a former sitting selectman who was just in the seat. So my opinion is I'm going with Mr. Britton. So that's my opinion. So anyone else have any?
Well, my
discussion?
final end all would be that probably under the same pretense as you are, we have an election coming up. We have somebody that we've worked with for the last couple of years and had a cohesive group working for the betterment without a lot of hiccups in it. And considering that there are 2 positions opening up, and that will allow the town to make that decision, since the other 3 are reasonably more progressive in their demeanor towards taxes and everything else. I think that's more that the town should be making that decision by the voters. So I would lean more towards somebody who's been in here, has had a 3-month hiccup because he wanted to go home and relax. And the touch of, John kind of sits with me. I knew John before I came to this town, so I have a little background with that one too. So I'll let that one be that. My nomination would be Darrell Britton.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely, I would say, the way I'm thinking as well. 'Cause it's only for a short term, right? We're only talking, what's it, maybe about 8 months, something like that. And where he's not running again, I actually think that's almost like a bonus.
So it has to go legal. So I make a motion to nominate Darrell Britton to fill the current vacancy on the Board of Selectmen. The position will be effective until March town elections in 2025.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Second by Bill. All those in favor say aye.
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 I'm going to
Opposed?
abstain.
All right. Liz abstained. So motion carries 3-0-1. Okay. So thank you, everyone that
Thank you.
put their name in. Appreciate it. So. All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Next on the agenda, we are going to appoint a Conservation Commission member.
Do you want to swear Daryl?
Oh, Darrell.
The swear in.
Martha's here.
That
So
way we,
we're going to now swear in the member, Darrell Britton. So we have Martha here to swear him in.
Let's come over here. Everybody can see.
need this?
solemnly and sincerely swear
That I will bear faith
I will bear faith
and true allegiance to the United States of America
to the United States of America
and the state of New Hampshire,
and the state of New Hampshire,
and the Constitution thereof.
the Constitution thereof. So help me God. I, Darrell Britton,
Do solemnly and sincerely swear
solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
and perform all duties
and perform all duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as selectman
as selectman
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations
agreeable to the rules and regulations
of this Constitution
of this Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Welcome back.
sir.
Five seconds.
You're gonna have to follow him around. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can hang it over that rocker.
Yeah.
You're not getting another one.
Well, how about the next one?
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Sir, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have the appointment of the Conservation Commission member. We have Jill Center here, the chair of the Concom, and Mr. Jim O'Brien. Yes, welcome.
Hi, I'd like to introduce Jim O'Brien. He's been an alternate on the Concom this year, and David Averill resigned from his commission. He's been a member since 2009, and he's going to be greatly missed. He was such an asset to the board. I'd like to recommend Jim to fill his position. Jim's been a resident of Plastow for several years now, and before moving to Plastow, he was on the Conservation Commission in Newburyport, Massachusetts. They're a little bit different than our Conservation Commission, quite a bit different. But he's got a lot of knowledge, and he's already turned out to be a great asset as an alternate. So I'll let him talk a little bit about himself, and we're good to go.
I live at 3 Torrey Pine Circle. It's an over 55 development here in town. It's been there about 9 years, and hence I've been here about 9 years. I'm on the board of directors there also, which at times can be quite trying, as one might imagine. I'm also on the zoning board of adjustment here in town. I've been first an alternate, and I've been a full-time member for a little over 2 years now. And as Jill stated, I was on the Newburyport Concom for about 7 years. The reason I got off the board is because I moved here. My way of background, I'm a geologist by education and training. I'm just about retired, but if old clients give me a call and say, will you do a project for me, I still go out and work on occasion. I certainly understand the difference really in the wetlands is that the regulations are virtually the same in Massachusetts as in here in New Hampshire, but as I'm sure most of you know, or all of you know, in Massachusetts they have a lot of regulatory power. They just do. Here, as I understand it and have learned, and is that we're more of an advisory. The regulations are quite strict in New Hampshire, but we do not have the final say. We would make recommendations to the planning board. We've actually reviewed some of the Concom's recommendations on the ZBA. So I have a good understanding of what the difference in the role is. And if you folks are willing to have me, I'm looking forward to doing what I can on the commission.
Excellent.
I've worked with Jim. He always comes prepared, well-structured.
Excellent.
No, it's more, thank you for stepping up and
Yeah.
and willing to do it, because it's, it's nights away. Nights, yeah. And it's always appreciated whenever somebody does. It'd be nice if more people did, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice to meet you.
Same here.
So, we have your warrant in the signature folder, so if everyone would
Yeah, we'll be signing that.
sign that when you have a moment before we leave tonight, and we just wanted to have you come in and
Mhm.
put a face to the name, and thank you very much. And Joe, anything from conservation? Do you need more alternates? Do you need more?
We need more alternates. We're all set on members now, but we
Okay.
need alternates. So
Excellent.
anybody who's interested, just come to one of our meetings. We meet the first Thursday of the month. We're taking the month of July off, so
Okay.
in August, the first Thursday of the month, we're at 7 p.m. Just show up at the meeting and introduce yourself and
Yep,
right.
see if it's a fit.
see if it's a fit.
And if anyone else is interested and can't make the meeting, they just
I believe my email address is on the webpage, so
Okay.
you can reach out to me that
and just
way.
email you directly. Okay,
Yep.
great. All right, excellent.
Invites go out in the town emails for the conservation.
Excuse me?
I don't believe I see those come out on, because I'm on all of those different emails. I don't believe that they,
I never can go to them because I don't know when I don't.
it's the first Thursday, though. It's a conflict for me because of the Fish and Game.
It's
but-
on the
Calendar.
it's on the calendar.
Email blast.
It can be.
Why they can't be.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
great idea.
All right,
So,
that's it.
all right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're not losing you on the ZBA, though, right?
Pardon me?
We're not losing you on the ZBA, right? We have our own battles there on peoples and alternates.
All right, next up, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right, next up on our agenda this evening, we have the fire department roof, and I will hand that over to town manager, Mr. Colby.
Thank you, Mr. DeRoche. Just to bring everyone up to speed and those at home that may not be aware of it, but the public safety complex was built as approved several years ago. In doing that, the old roof on the fire department was not replaced at that time. In order, I believe, to get the project within a acceptable budget amount that was approved. The new section, the police section, obviously does have a new roof, but the old section was not replaced as part of the project. There was a temporary fix that was attempted a few years ago, but the roof is still leaking. There's been, replacement tiles, it's in several spots. If there is a rainstorm or, a rain event, you can walk over there through the training hall and the fire department side. And the fire department, they do put out buckets to collect the water, unfortunately. So it was brought up, I believe, by Mr. Dumas at town meeting. But from that standpoint, I sat down with the building maintenance supervisor, Mr. DeBonis, and he worked with a consultant, excuse me, and what he had done is, and the board, I think, has seen these, but they put together two project information sheets. One was to do a roof replacement, the other was to do just repairs. The consultant specialized in the flat roof, situation that we have, also the rubber roofing materials and the like. What they then did after doing that is they contacted 3 vendors that are certified in the roofing replacement and requested quotes from that, both on replacement and repair, based on the specs that were devised. Originally, I know it was a little heart-stopping, if you will, because the consultant that was hired had estimated the roof replacement to be in the neighborhood of $350,000 to $400,000. That was his initial, I believe, number that he had thrown out. but we have received 3 bids or 3 cost proposals for the project, which are in front of you. There are prices for both a replacement and repairs, and I have listed them there. They range to replace it of $154,995 up to $250,142.96. And then for repairs, they range from $15,000 up to $41,250. So it is a very wide range.
Pricing's all over the place.
Yeah.
It is. That is for sure. So, these results I, bring, back to the board to say, what do you want to do? They are all certified in the installation of the roofing material, which thus comes along with a 20-year warranty, which the low price on here, it does specifically, speak to, the 20-year labor and material warranty that goes with it. So from that standpoint, $154,995 is a lot of money, but I am, obviously it's the board's decision, but I'm recommending that we look to replacing it sooner rather than later. We do have contingency that was approved at town meeting up to $80,000, which my plan would be, as I propose to throw something out there, we use $50,000 for contingency. We have a trust fund for town building repairs, systems and the like that currently has in the neighborhood of $67,000 in it. I would propose using $50,000 from that fund. And then I would use the rest of it from the ARPA fund, which, as we had discussed previously, we're in the neighborhood of $200,000, give or take 200, 225, that we need to spend by the end of the year. Thought process being, given the economy and the like, even though $154,995 is a lot, I believe strongly that waiting until March, we're talking another year, it will have, things will get worse over at the fire station, but also prices will more likely than not will increase. So I don't know if we'll see it, any cheaper then, but my feeling is probably not. But I bring it to the board for discussion, questions.
No, this is part of the agenda. We're not into public comment, so.
I'm trying to understand. I've been trying to understand.
This is, so this is the agenda portion of the meeting, so we don't typically have public comment at this point, so. When we have public comment, which would be at the next meeting. Yep.
Decided?
Most likely, yes.
So how's the public comment come into consideration if it's, the comment is given after it's already decided? Seems backwards to me. That's one of the reasons why I have an issue with some of these meetings sometimes. I sit here, listen to things, and I'm not allowed to talk until the next meeting after you already decide what you're gonna do. So what's the point of me even coming to give a public comment other than to say, well, that's great, you made that decision, but maybe I could have provided some half good input, seeing as I contract $2 billion worth of construction in a year.
Was all this stuff posted online?
No, it was
we
not.
just got this recently.
No,
I thought this is all part of the agenda packet.
not this was, I did not have a chance to make this part of the agenda packet.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll start off the comments if you want.
Go ahead.
Like yourself, I'm in the construction industry and do billions of dollars worth of work also. So when you start repairing a 35-year-old roof, there's nothing really good that comes from it. You'll fix one leak and then another one will pop up its head someplace else. And you'll just never get them all fixed. I hate spending that additional extra money, but I feel as though that do it and then it's done for 20 years. Otherwise, if you try to repair it for $30,000, then next year it'll be another 30, and if not more. And the rubber roof is a petroleum-based product. We all know that petroleum's not going to go down anytime soon. So that the cost is going to escalate. So my personal opinion is if all three vendors were looking at the same thing, then I would go with the $154,995.
Question, in a perfect world, if they fixed every leak in a repair, how long does a repair generally last? Is it like a 4 or 5 year thing?
It could last forever. It could last for a month.
I'm just
But
curious,
the-
is there any type of warranty with
But the scope of the work was 20 years, right? Whether it repair
Or,
or.
no, for
No.
the replacement, a roof replacement has a 20-year warranty.
Okay.
The repairs do not.
Does it have any type of warranty
No.
or repair?
No,
It's
you
zero?
get a tail
I
light
just gotta
warranty.
I just wanna make sure, I gotta get that asked.
For 2 scopes of work, 3 prices for roof replacement, 3 prices for repair, or?
Because
Yes.
when I
What's
originally,
the range for replacement?
well, so.
I agree, it's patching,
so-
patching, roofing, not.
So hold on. So when I talked to the town manager, when he was talking to the building maintenance supervisor, I had said to him, I go, we originally had gotten this number of $350,000 to $400,000. I said, just when we're doing this, have them give us what a fix is going to be, what a repair is going to be, just so we have an idea. Because if we need to know if this is going to be $400,000, we don't have that money right now. We may have to put a warrant article together in March. So what can we do to repair it to get us to March? And that's what that repair is. So now that we have an actual number that is more palatable, that we may be able to, I'm not even thinking of repairing at this point.
Right.
So if we can piecemeal this together and get it done now, or as opposed to in March, before winter, I would say we do it. But it's a matter of the 150 or the 185 or the 250. Now, looking at the vendor C, their 250, it seems really high, but then their repair is $15,000. One of them is
That's
repairing at $41,000.
Look at the note next to the repair for $15,000. That's
Right.
not a complete quote.
So it sounds like they don't even want the job.
Right.
And that was a feeling of the supervisor that he really didn't want the repair work.
Right.
Because it was very incomplete.
Yeah.
Lots of caveats with it and the like. And then the high price, the $250, was one of those where if you're willing to give it to me for that, I'll squeeze it in and get it done. But other than that, I'm plenty busy. And, thanks for thinking of me. But,
And the roof's 35 years old, right? Something like that. How old is it?
Between 35 and 40.
All right,
Yeah.
so we'll say 35 just to
Yeah.
put it out there. And the repair is only for a certain section of the roof, so if you look at it, if all of a sudden it's got to be repaired 5 times, that's the cost of a new roof.
Right. And we've in my tenure in town here, since the building was built, we've probably patched that roof 20 times.
Right, so you got to figure out what your break-even point is, right?
But you're also talking all the replacement of things that are inside the building as well.
No,
because
I get
of
that, but I'm
yeah.
just, to get everything out there.
Are all of these vendors local?
If I may,
No.
how do we go about deciding the consultant that reaches out to these vendors? Well, I mean, I can understand hiring a consultant to develop the scope of work. We don't have the ability to do that in town. It should be a proposal process to get proposals in from consultants to respond with their abilities and their qualifications and things to provide the service. And then once a valid, legitimate scope of work is developed, should this be advertised to the greater community, to all roofing contractors? bids received in based on that scope of work. So, I mean, you could get 10 bids. You could get 2, you don't know. But if this consultant only reached out to 3, I don't know. Did you reach out to 3? Did you reach out to 20? Did you reach out to 200? You know, and what's the scope of work look like? These are all the things I've been trying to understand in town, because I've asked for copies of contracts and things, and process, and a fair process, especially something of size like this is, should go through a full proposal process. Not someone reaching out to a consultant and saying, hey, give me a quote to do this, and what's it gonna cost? Here you go, here's some numbers, and sign me up. How it kind of feels to me. Again,
So this did go through the bid process. We went through a consultant and it went out to bid. It didn't go to just 3. We got 3 proposals back, but it went out to bid.
So we have a proposal from the consultant in regards to how they're going to manage this process for the town, what we paid the consultant. I'm going to request copies of all that. I want to see this from.
Okay, you can put in a request for that, but yes, we follow the same process that we follow every time we go out to bid.
Part of this is understanding for me, and I'm very hopeful that it's comprehensive.
Okay, thank you.
He did put it out to contractors that are experienced with rubber roofs, is
Yes.
what it was. Because that's the problem that we ran into before was the current rubber roof, that replacement was done by a contractor that was not qualified to do it, so it's not covered under any type of warranty. Right. And that's what happened before, and that's why we have the problems now with no recourse to the previous contractor who did the work
And Greg,
a few years ago.
with all 3 of the bids that we got back in, they're all 20-year warranty. So those are all the same.
And they're all certified.
And they're all certified.
Yes.
Now, I know granted that companies charge different for whatever reason, right? But is there anything different between the bids? Like the guy for 185, was he doing anything more than the guy for 154?
I mean, they had the project information to respond to, so.
I don't know if, like, maybe he said something, we're also gonna do this. That's above and beyond that.
No, not, there's some add-ons with some of it for over and above what's included here. But to get the project done according to the specs that were developed, those are the prices.
The base price was the base price.
Yes.
I just curious if someone's had a little bit more in there.
We gave them the scope, they came back with all identical projects.
I don't have that.
The consultant. No.
ARM Consultants out of Chester.
They're a pretty good company when it comes to that.
Lost my train of thought. There's one of the.
Can this stuff be shared with us prior to meetings so that we can ask these questions at the beginning of the meeting during public comment if we have questions? So that's not after the fact.
Yes, and I'm moving towards that, yes. I just did not get this out in time. So that's on me. I'll take responsibility for that.
We've been posting our agenda packets prior to the meeting, usually on Thursdays, so we should have had all of that in the packet, so.
I get the email blast and whatever attached to the email blast, I download and look at it.
Yep.
Go back in. I think this should be, in my opinion, tabled until the public has a chance to review and comment, instead of commenting after the fact.
I don't feel as though
Thank
we
you.
should table it. I
That's
feel
fine.
as though that there's a problem over there. It's a hazard, with water coming in and people slipping and sliding. I think it's been,
Hasn't been imminent to date, all of a sudden it's imminent.
well, no, it's been
Can
a
you
problem.
discuss?
It's been an ongoing issue, and we're looking to address it. And we've been working on this for probably the last 4 or 5 months. to try
Another
to,
month is not gonna kill this.
No, but-
Give the opportunity for the public to be knowledgeable and
but
respond.
what is that going to change? We're the ones that need to make the decision.
Well,
Is
if
your
you
input gonna
take all this
change?
input into consideration, maybe it would change it, but if you don't listen to the
But-
public, then I guess it wouldn't change anything.
But it's not the public's input that drives the bidding process.
The board wants
And,
involvement from the town.
but thank you, Mr. LeBrecq. Thank you very much.
I can help
We're moving on with the agenda, so thank you very much. Okay? Thank you. Carry on, Greg.
I leave it to the board to
Okay.
do what you want to do.
So my opinion is if the scope is directly being followed by the 3 different bids and all the bidders have been verified and qualified, then go with the complete replacement at 154,999. If they're all using same material, same so forth, obviously, like you said, the highest number is, he's full, he doesn't, he's fat, he's not worried about it. He's gonna put it out where he makes the most profit, and probably looking at other jobs that are already in Mass or something else that they have a little more revenue, and quite honestly, that happens.
I mean, that's what the maintenance supervisor's feeling was in discussing it. And,
Yeah.
being they had 2 separate bid meetings and walkthroughs that, the vendors were able to walk through as well. So
Is there anywhere we've checked the quality? Say, let's probably come down to, A and B. But is there anyone we've seen like the quality of work these folks have done? Is there anything like that out there?
I have not yet because I wasn't sure what direction that the board wanted to go with. So
If they're certified installers, their quality of work is going to have to meet the company that provides the materials, because company that provides the materials is really the one that's standing behind the warranty. So their work is going to have to meet that qualification, regardless whether it's the high or the low bid.
Can I just ask a question? What happens if we remove the roof and all of a sudden there's something else that is amiss? We're going to have to come back and get a quote for that.
I would imagine so, but I believe when the consultant was up there, he did a lot of his due diligent work with.
And he sees no issues, I don't want to say no issues whatsoever, but fingers crossed that we're not going to be surprised.
Right. I believe he took and moved units and whatever he needed to feel comfortable with. And I mean, in this report that was, provided previously, there was I think 95 different issues that he had pointed out with the roof itself,
Okay.
with the section. So I know he had done a very thorough job with going through and identifying, as much as possible.
All right.
And the good part about this, Liz, is that probably a good 50, if not more % of it, you can see the bottom of the roof.
Yes.
So.
Right. I just want to make sure
Sure.
up there because I'm sure we'll get questions.
Yep.
So for that clarification.
What's the board's feeling? Do you guys want to proceed with the motion to move forward, or what do you want to do?
I want to move forward with a full replacement. I don't think a patch job is a cost-effective way of doing any of this.
No.
Who knows if the next leak happens over dispatch and we lose $90,000 worth of equipment and whatnot.
Right.
So when you stop patching, you just disperse things to other areas.
Okay.
That's my opinion on patch or replace.
Well, if you patch it 5 times over 20 years, it's paid for itself. Right?
And it's not a solid roof without a guarantee.
Right, exactly. And as you just mentioned, you get all that equipment in there too.
So we want to move forward with the full replacement. Do you all feel comfortable with making a motion to go with one of the vendors tonight?
Could we get the name of the A vendor so we can make a motion to it?
Yeah, just so we know where,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
It's Tech Roofing Service.
I'll make a motion to have the town manager award to Tech Roofing Services the replacement for $154,995.
Okay, I have a motion from Daryl,
I'll second.
second from Liz.
I'd just like to revise the motion so that the funding comes as stated,
Yes.
50/50 and then 54 out of ARPA.
Yep.
From the ARPA.
Just so that we had 50 in building, 50 in contingency.
50, yeah, adding the caveat of the funding source, which would be $50,000 from contingency, $50,000 from the trust fund, and the balance coming from the ARPA funds.
Does the board have the opportunity to review the tech roofing services quote at all?
I believe we've already stated that the conversation between there and here can't happen.
I understand.
Okay? I appreciate your concerns, but the problem is the same rules that you'd be running into a problem if you got this position, the same rules you're running into right now. There's certain rules that you just can't, right. There's just certain ways that can't be done.
That's all I'm asking.
So-
It's not a difficult thing.
It's not. And at the same time, it's not difficult to understand that these are the rules we comply with and we can't entertain conversations.
The rules are the public should be aware of.
So there's a motion on the floor. Any further discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carries 500. All right, next up on the agenda, we have the Water Department Consumer Confidence Report, and I'll turn that over to Mr. Colby for that as well.
These were not part of the agenda packet, but were sent out to the board, and I'm not sure if anybody has had a chance to. They were not part of the packet because it is a report that will go out to the water users in accordance with state law, and that is not final. But I had sent it out to the board ahead of time to see if there were any changes, anything that, prior to us sending out. All public water systems, such as what we have now, are required to send out an annual water quality report, which is basically, it gives definitions, it gives an idea of the testing, things to look out for, to summarize, where does the water come from, as it says, coming from the Hampstead Area Water Company and the like, gives an idea of what contaminants are, definitions of them, and things of that nature. It does give an idea of, source assessments, throughout, the year, if you will, or going back in, in time with different sources. So it is a requirement of the state. All public water systems, Hampstead area puts out their own for their water customers. I know up in the town that I live in, I sit on the drinking water committee, and we reviewed at last week's meeting the report that is going out to those users as well. So it's.
How are we supposed to disperse this?
We will be posting it on the website, putting it out through email, and other means, making copies available. We do have a number of apartments, condos and the like. We'll be making copies available, to disperse out to them, since we don't have addresses and names and numbers of every person that is on the system, because there may be a condo association that we just send one bill to.
Okay.
So a variety of different avenues is how it will be dispersed.
It really be up to the condo association to make sure their members got it then.
Well, exactly. And it's like, I know where Mr. Coy lives, there's one water bill and there's how many houses, 40 houses, or up at Twin Ridge where there's 80 or 90. So it'll be a little bit more difficult, but we will, get it to those that need to, and through the email blast and the website, and also we'll put it on the cable channel that the report is available, on the website and at town hall. It all has also been forwarded off to our engineers for their input as well. So, and I will get their input, prior to dispersing, but at least want to give it to the board for consideration and make you aware of it and for any comments.
Is there anything we need to do to take any action? Do we need to officially accept it?
Nope.
Make a motion? Anything? Consensus? Okay. And when does this need to go out?
By July 1st.
By July 1st. Is this something we would send out in like a water bill, or is that too late?
Too late.
Too late. Okay. All right. Anyone have any questions about it?
I have a question,
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead, Liz.
I got a lot. Not for this. So if there are any violations, they've all been corrected?
Before you were on the board, we had the violation for the HAA 5, which it was really an anomaly. There have been steps that were taken, and all subsequent tests that we've had have been coming down. So that violation is, we had the one violation, but because the numbers were so high, they also look at it quarterly, like on a yearly average. So because it was so elevated, we had put warnings out because the average numbers were still above the limit, but there have not really been any tests that have been singularly above the limit, only the average number.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next up, we had encouraging volunteerism. I know that was one of our goals as a board, and I think that was one of the goals that Liz had put up on the list. So Liz and I had met to discuss that separately, and we'd come up with a page on the town webpage. There's a button on the homepage called Volunteer Opportunities. And basically what it does is it lists out all of the,
Committees.
jump in, feel free to,
So
if you want to.
committees like the Rec Commission, Conflict of Interest, Elderly Affairs, and committees as such, Old Home Day, and what they do, and are they elected, appointed, or you just can volunteer. So Jay and I spoke, we came up with this, and feel free to go on and, submit your name to that committee. And I think we're also trying to find ways to meet with the residents of Plastow and be available to talk about what some of these committees are so that people can sign up. They don't have to sit on a committee and be part of the leadership team, but if they need a volunteer to maybe serve at the senior tea or the cookout that the Elderly Affairs is going to have in another month, people are always welcome to come and help us do that.
Yeah, so what we tried to do was, just kind of separate it by what type of committee it was, if it's elected, appointed, like what the time commitment is on those committees. We also included like community committees, like Friends of Rec, the Lions Club, the Exchange Committee, the Exchange Club.
I think, did we do one for Vic Gary?
Yeah, the Vic Gary Center, the Friends of the Plastow Library, and all these different committees. And we talked about what their missions were, what the time commitment is, what they do, who they can contact if they're interested in helping. I think we had the Fish and Game on there as well. Just to try to give people a place to go if they're interested in volunteering. I know that's kind of a thing that's kind of fallen by the wayside. You know, we're trying to engage people now to, you know, we need more volunteers for Old Home Day that's coming up. So we're trying to engage more people for
I think
that.
we're just
So
looking for people to come on out and, you know, be part of the town.
Yep.
And, you know, have a voice and, you know, get out and meet people. The pandemic really did a number, so, and I think it's just a rebuilding of the great things we have in town.
So we're hoping to probably plan something in July or August at the library where we invite all of these committees and different organizations to have a volunteer expo kind of thing where people can come out and talk to these different committees and groups and see what they can do to help out. So that's what we've come up with for that. So so thank you, Liz, for all the work you've done on that. So.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have Old Home Day vendor fee waiver. So I know Mr. Gifford had sent an email about there are some community organizations that have some vendor
Yes.
tables.
I don't have that list in front of me.
Okay. Beth, do you have that list?
List for what?
It was a Boy Scouts. It was like
The list, the vendor waiver list.
For Old Home Day.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Give me a
Yeah,
second.
it was in an email.
I know what we were looking at, it was like Boy Scouts.
It was.
Here we go.
There were 6 of them listed: the Plastow Historical Society, the Plastow Firemen's Association, the Plastow Police Association, the Friends of Plastow Library, the Scouts, and the Plastow Lions Club. Those were the 6 organizations that had requested or brought up to waive vendor fees.
So they're all organizations that give back to the town.
Right.
That's what they all have in common.
Okay. So we're looking to waive their vendor fee for the table, for the fee they pay for the space on the green?
Correct.
Right.
Okay. And we need to take a motion to waive the fee?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I'll make the motion to waive the fee.
We have to do these individually?
No, we can do it as a group. Or do you want to do them individually?
Well, if I sit on a board, I probably shouldn't be.
It's going to get confusing for Beth for the minutes because like Mr. Gifford will probably recuse himself from the Historical Society and the Lions Club. And they'll,
So you want them individually?
so you want to do them individually?
Okay,
So
individually.
Nonprofits,
Yes.
would you just say in the future, any nonprofit that wants to be a vendor?
But for this instance, and again, we're not supposed to be having this crosstalk. This is the part of the whole factor of, we have to work within certain criteria and rules when we're sitting up here.
This is on the list of things to do for Old Home Day after this is all over. So we're on top of it.
Plastow Historical Society.
Okay,
All right, I'll make the motion to waive the fee for the Plastow Historical Society.
I
Okay.
will second.
second from Liz, motion by Bill. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? John abstains. Motion carries 401.
Plastow Firemen's Association.
Make the motion to waive the fee for the Plastow Firemen's Association.
Motion from Liz,
Second.
second by Daryl. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries 500.
The Plastow Police Association.
Okay.
Make a motion to waive the Plastow Police Association's vendor fee.
Motion by Daryl,
I'll second.
second by Liz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 500.
The Friends of the Plastow Library.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to waive the fee for the Friends of the Plastow Library.
Motion by Bill, second by John. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 500.
And two more.
Scouts. Make a motion to waive the fee for the scouts.
Okay, motion by Daryl,
I'll second.
second by Liz. All those in favor say aye.
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 Abstain.
Okay, motion carries 401.
And then last is a Plastow Lions Club.
There's one other.
I'll make the motion to waive the fee for the Plastow Lions Club.
Second.
Motion by Bill, second by Daryl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Abstain.
All right, motion carries 302.
And finally, actually, the Plastow fishing game.
And then the Plastow fishing game. So,
I'll make the motion to waive the fee for the Plastow fishing game.
okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Bill, second by Liz. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Motion carries 302. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Got that done. Okay. Last item on the agenda is the selection for the Timberlane CIP committee. When we did our reorganization, we didn't appoint a CIP committee member. And that was pointed out to me, and someone submitted their letter of interest for it. And this was from Sue Sherman. She sent the letter. You should all have a copy from it for it. She's interested in serving as a town's rep to the school CIP committee. I know that she was integral in starting the CIP committee at Timberlane, so she's interested in staying on. So,
Are they looking for just one member, Jay?
yeah, it's just one member from the town, from each town.
Is she currently a member right now?
She's on the budget committee as the
She's just.
Plastow rep to the budget committee.
Could I make a recommendation that we look for an alternate just in case?
Yes.
Because I know the school board budget committee has an alternate, so I think that would allow them to do their business
Yeah.
if need be.
Okay.
Alternates are always a good idea wherever you can.
So that being said, do we need a motion for this appointment?
We could make a motion for this appointment, yes.
So
And
I
then-
make a motion that we have Susan Sherman fill the position of the appointment for the CIP representing Plastow at Timberlane District.
Second.
Second by, motion by John, second by Daryl.
Pardon me, to include that there should be an alternate
Alternate,
going forward.
yes. Thank you.
Okay. Would anyone on this board like to be the alternate to fill that position?
I would love to be.
Okay.
I had a feeling that was coming, Daryl.
All right, so Daryl to be the alternate, do you want to amend your motion to make Daryl the alternate?
I will amend that motion to make Susan the appointed and Darrell the alternate.
Okay.
Excuse me, Ms. Sherman.
You okay with that, Daryl?
Perfect.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 I'll abstain.
When do they meet? Do you know?
Motion carries 401. I believe
I believe they met last Thursday.
they met last Thursday, and then they're meeting like once a month
Once a month?
until,
Like November.
yeah, until like November.
Okay.
Just
That'd
if
be
we
the
get-
second
if we get
Thursday.
Daryl the date.
Yeah.
So he knows.
I'll tell you what, if somebody could just have Sue give me a call.
Yeah. I'll email the SAU that was reaching out. I'll email them. I'll CC you on the email and Sue at the same time. So you guys are all
Just send it to my personal email if you would, please.
in the loop. Yep, will do. All right, next up, we have the consent agenda. We have the manifest for June 13th and the 20th. We have the draft minutes from June 3rd. We had 2 veterans tax credits applications and 1 municipal land use change in tax bill. Take a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, motion by Bill, second by Darrell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 500. All right, next up, we have action item list. So we have the junior selectmen thing. I'm going to move that out probably to August. I don't know what we want to do with that, but any thoughts on that one?
I don't have
Need to
any
remove Tammy as,
Yeah, I'll take
As the
Tammy
alternate.
off. Liz, you still want to run with that one?
I can reach out to the government teachers
Mhm.
and see if there's any interest in supporting this.
Okay. Still have I have the transportation on here. I still need to follow up with that one. We have the roof. We just talked about that tonight, so I can take that off. ARPA funds, so we're looking, that was for tonight. I think we're gonna probably, you'll have more information July 8th. Okay. So look to have more discussion on using what's left of the ARPA funds for July 8th. Encouraging volunteerism, we're still kind of working on that, so that'll probably go to July. Memorial Day is done. We're still in the process of doing the town manager's review. Luckily, Darrell's back, so I can get some more input from him. I'll be sending you some emails on reviewing the town manager.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't already, please send in your information on that. Any updates on the Mount Misery Trail?
Bill's done. Just can't open it up just yet.
Can't open it yet? Okay.
Got some landmarks to take care of.
Okay.
So I would say you could be looking at like end of July, beginning of August, possibly for doing that.
Okay. You want to shoot for August, like beginning of August, probably?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good one because then
You're out of the,
the camp,
Yeah.
the camp's starting to wind down and.
Okay. Yeah, because rec will be over by then. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then I think at the 7-8 meeting, we're going to do the quarterly update for the ambulance and the water department, right?
Correct.
So that's really it for right now. Okay. All right, Greg, town manager's report.
So I've been busy tying up, loose ends on some of these projects, such as the fire department roof and the like. Have had many a conversation with the state over the water department and the disposition still of at least 2 grants, one that's in process, one that we're hoping to get. Have a lot of meetings with department head issues, things of that nature. At the last meeting, the town did do some tax deeding waivers, but we also deeded, I believe, 3 properties. I've been in contact with 2 of the owners, the previous owners, I guess the town does own it now, and trying to work out a plan for them to buy it back. That has taken some time. And then gearing up for Old Home Day on Saturday, or I should say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with the Lions Club celebration on Sunday. Meeting with department heads tomorrow as a wrap up, make sure everyone's on the same page moving forward. have been in touch with the fire chief, the police chief, have seen emergency plans that are, been laid out to put in place and the like. So it's, it's been a busy couple weeks.
What's the weather look like? Anybody seen that?
Favorably so far.
Yeah, Saturday looks good, possible rain on Sunday, what they're showing right now. I think it's looking like high 70s too, I saw for a temperature.
Where your indoor plant.
That's it?
Saturday.
Sunday.
That's good.
Yeah, it's certainly going to beat what's coming here the next few days.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? All right, Mr. Gifford, you're up.
Well, let's see. I attended rec meeting. I know that she's been very busy, and all of the positions are filled for the rec CIT and all of the rec positions themselves, the kids. I know she's got a whale watch set for 7:15 from 1:30 to 5:30. That's out of Newburyport. The concerts start on June 26th, and they run through the August 14th. Other than that, there is so much going on at Rec, guys. I mean, quite honestly, get on their website and check it out. I could list a million things that she's got going on. It's really something that you should go look for yourself. There's a bunch of different elderly events that are going on and other things that it would take me as much as it would to list out old home day events. So we will have concerts on the Common down here, as we have over the years, and the next biggest one is the Whale Watch. So that's where I'm going with the rec. Bill, you can fill in more for rec. When I sat with Old Home Day Committee, everything seems to be going just as Greg had mentioned, on time. To list out all the events for Old Home Day, basically Thursday is Kids Fest. It starts at 5 o'clock, ends at 7 p.m. Friday night is the big dinner dance over at the Plastow Fish and Game. Those tickets are on sale online. I believe the closing on that is tomorrow. So if you haven't bought any tickets, it's probably a promptu time to get out and do that online. Saturday is our traditional parade and all the events here. And we have a fireman's muster. We have quite a few unique things that are happening this year. And then on the 23rd, which is Sunday, over at my place, Terra Farms, the Lions are having their 75th anniversary to celebrate the town. It's an open cookout for anybody that wants to walk up, hamburgers and hot dogs. We'll have pony rides and tomahawk throwing and pie eating contest, and we're stocking the fish pond so that the kids can have a fishing derby. So there'll be lots of fun, old-fashioned type of events for that day. So you can't say that the town won't be a buzz this weekend coming. So stay in, stay air conditioned so that you can come out and enjoy it.
And the big thing is get your tickets for the dance on Friday night.
Yes.
Right.
Get online, do that. It's actually it's only like $35 a person. That includes a meal too.
Right. And we'll have a DJ there, so they'll be dancing.
Yeah, so you get
And it's dressed for a period. You don't have to get dressed up. You can certainly come in a pair of jeans and a shirt. It doesn't matter.
Well, if you come in this one, this is the period you're dressing as.
There you go. You can always say.
Right.
We're in the 2020s. That's what I got.
All right, thank you, John. Mr. Britton, anything?
No, my only question is what's the plan for the selectmen on parade?
So I typically drive a tractor or probably a truck this year.
Okay.
So I don't usually walk with you guys.
Yeah, probably the same as
We can probably get you a golf cart.
I can do my rollerblades.
That's funny.
that would be good. just like on down by the beach, have you
Yeah.
the colorful suspenders and all that. Yeah, it'd be the same thing. I guess we march and
Yeah, I
wanna wear
think
the blue shirts. Or
Yeah, we should probably wear the blue shirt and
Okay.
meet up at. I think you can catch the bus at Pollard School by 12:30. That will bring you up to East and West Pine, and then we can try to figure out transportation up there.
Okay.
we might have to get a golf cart or something.
Yeah,
before.
we're
I know
gonna
I
try to
can.
get a
I'll
golf
walk.
cart.
I know I'll walk.
I'll walk.
I'm good this year.
Good.
Yeah.
Walk it right on down.
I'm not going to be
I'm
like you,
walking.
though.
Well, you know what's good? It's downhill. Just tuck and roll.
You know,
Yeah, he's got a little longer gait than you.
yeah, yeah. That's why I say the skates.
All righty. Liz?
Energy Committee, we just talked about next steps for the electricity reduction for community power.
When is
And-
that expected?
October 1st, did they say?
Right. We should be buying in the next month, and then
Yes.
it'll be implemented.
And then
later
it will
in the year.
be, then there'll be a whole nother process of information being rolled out to the residents of Plastow. And then, did they say that they were going to meet, like do another public?
There would be one more public meeting.
One more public hearing and then a meeting. And then it will roll out by October 1st. Fingers
Any
crossed.
idea what the rates could possibly be, or?
I believe
no
tomorrow is the signing day, isn't it?
Yes.
So they set the rates. We just don't know what they are, and I think tomorrow is the signing day,
The big day, I believe.
the big day. So we'll know what the rates are tomorrow.
What's Unitil right now? Do we know? I know. I'd have to look at my bill. But
I'd have to go look, but I don't know what Unitil is at this rate, at this point.
But we're running our AC, so
Yeah, kiss that goodbye.
yeah.
But we'll know what the rate is tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll know what the rate is. The rate will be effective, and at that point, you can opt out if it's
Yeah,
not beneficial.
Yep.
Yeah, and there'll be a way to opt out.
So
for
basically,
you.
it gives everyone a chance to pick the lowest rate,
Mhm.
Correct.
and you can opt in and out whenever you want. Is that correct?
Opt in and out as you see fit.
As needed or wanted.
I believe Unitil at this point's like 17 or 18 cents.
Yeah. Conservation Committee meeting, they talked about some of the trails that are still being ridden on by ATVs, so they're trying to make a game plan for that. I attended graduation, and tomorrow there's an Elder Affairs meeting at 10 a.m. at the rec office. If you'd like to come down and see what it's all about. And they're going to have a cookout on July
Is it the 9th?
9th here on the town green on, what is it, Pollard Green?
Park.
Pollard Park at the town green.
Thank you, Liz.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right. I also attended graduation, which is always kind of a fun event, and I'll tell you, it went pretty quick this year.
It did.
It was one of the quicker graduations I've been to.
210 kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it moved right along this year. Also attended the Old Home Day meeting. Jonathan already covered that. Also attended the planning board meeting. There was 9 unit development that was approved. It runs off of Newton Road with the old Haverhill Country Club property. So that was approved last week, and that's what I have.
All right, thank you, Bill. I attended graduation as well. Sorry I missed the last meeting. Busy with my graduating senior, so we had a busy week that last week. So just looking forward to Old Home Day, and that's about it. So let's see. For events, just to keep everyone up to date, Wednesday, there will be a trash delay. Republic will be, has a holiday on Wednesday, June 19th. So there will be a one-day delay on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So they'll be picking up on Saturday. Is that going to impact Old Home Day?
Good point.
We've been in contact with
We've
them
had
to
notes.
make them aware of that fact and the road closures and things of that nature, so.
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday, it does not affect. If you collect it Monday and Tuesday, it stays the same.
Right. Today and tomorrow is going to be fine. There'll be no pickup on Wednesday. Your trash, if you're picking up Wednesday, it's going to get picked up on Thursday. So, and then Friday and Saturday. let's see, you guys covered Old Home Day. Recreation program starts June 24th. You mentioned the senior cookout. Let's see, what else? I did want to mention the road closures for Old Home Day on Saturday. Main Street is going to be closed at 12:45 p.m., probably until 3 p.m. for the parade. So just letting everyone know. And then there'll be fireworks Saturday night at dusk at the high school. So make sure you're there for that.
The rain date for that is the Sunday following, right?
Yeah, the next day.
The rain date is Sunday night, right? Okay.
And the one other thing too, there's no dogs allowed.
Oh, yes.
Old Home Day.
I did have that on there.
Unless it's a service vehicle.
Yep.
Service dog.
Yeah, dogs aren't allowed on the town hall green during Old Home Day unless it's a service dog. So please keep that in mind. Thank you. And that's all I had for that. Any other business before the board?
Go Celtics.
Go Celtics, right? Any non-public for tonight?
No.
Okay. Last thing I want to mention is we do have a heat wave coming the next few days, so please check on your neighbors, any disabled neighbors. Try to stay cool and keep an eye on your pets. Look out for each other. Drink lots of water.
During the day, do we have a cool down place anywhere? I suppose they could go to the library if they had to. Right?
Obviously, the library will be open, so there it's fully AC'd. Please keep an eye out for emergency management alerts from the town. We don't have any cooling stations defined at the moment, but I'm sure if we open one up, we will be sending out notification from the town. And, just try to stay cool out there. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:35 p.m. Thank you.